Green Acres is the place to be.
Farm living is the life for me.
Land spreading out so far and wide. Keep Manhattan, just give me that countryside.
No,
Bob, where you at, Bob?
Bob.
I get allergic smelling hay. I just adore a penthouse view. Darling, I love you, but give me Park Avenue.
The chores.
The stores.
Fresh air.
Times Square.
You are my wife.
Goodbye,
Bye, city lights.
Debbie, what's going on, Miss Debbie?
There.
Welcome to Bennett C. Russell Stadium for an Irish Bill Sports broadcast of Navarre Raider football. Here's your host and the voice of Raider Nation, Irish Bill. And here come the Raiders.
That's one of my favorite intros that my buddies did for me. And we do those when they come out on the field on Friday nights. This is Irish Bill. This is not Seminole Bob. Don't adjust your camera.
Yeah.
Smarty Wilson. And we're here at Irish Bill's Twist On Sports and Culvers that are blocking the bridge from beautiful Navarre Beach. It's a still warm and muggy. I'm ready for the cold air. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm ready for it. I'm tired of just walking out my door and not even doing anything and start sweating.
It's coming, Bill.
It is coming. Got to be patient.
It's coming.
But I like like starting our Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday mornings over at Gulf Point Latin School and working out. We got another great turnout this morning of kids. I mean, and every one of them they're there working their tail ends off.
No, they are separating themselves from the crowd this early, and it's only going to continue on as they get older.
Most definitely, and it's just going to keep growing and growing. Well, let's go over our scores from last week. Last Thursday night, North Bay Haven took out Mariana in a close one, 17-14. Escambia, unfortunately, took out Navarre 29-19. Another good start for the Raiders, just couldn't hold on. Choctaw 38, they remain unbeaten. They're only one of four area teams from here to Tallahassee that are still unbeaten. They beat South Walton 38-6. Crestview 33, Pine Forest 8. That game was a lot wider margin than I thought it was going to be. Pace, we knew that was going to be a great game, 20-18 over Madison County as they had to travel down I-10 all the way over to Madison County, about a 230-mile trip for them each way. So, but they come out with the win, so it's worth the while, makes the trip all that much more enjoyable. West Florida over Gulf Breeze, 35-6. Niceville shut out Godby. That was a surprise, 17-0. Not that they won, but shutting out Godby, a very good Godby offensive team. They just basically shut down the Cougar offense. Wakulla 30, Fort Walton Beach 22. Booker T. Washington fell behind 20-0 and ran off 30 straight points. They played over at Buffalo, over at the Blue Wahoo Stadium this past Friday night for the Mayor's Cup. This is what they call that game. Lincoln over Gadsden County, 30-21. Cairo, Georgia over Leon, 48-7. Bishop Kinney all over Rickards, 56-14. Arnold in a mild upset over Walton, 28-21. Pensacola Catholic just destroyed Destin, 45-0. They're on a roll right now.
Yeah, they are.
And they're doing it with their top running back is out the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And Pace's running back was out again this past week. I'm not sure if he's hurt or what, but he didn't play at all Friday night in that game at over there at Madison County. Baker 22, Northview 19 in a game that was a lot closer than people thought that would be. So Baker's one of the other teams that's undefeated at 7-0. Florida High 40, Childs 38. Bluntstown, The third team, they're 58-6 winners over Sneeds last week. Port St. Joe over Rutherford, 54-20. Cottondale over Franklin County in a close one, 42-35. Osceola Christian over Calhoun County, Georgia. Chalk one up for the Sunshine State against the Bulldog State,
Yes, sir.
the Peach State. That game was not close, 47-14. Graceville over Vernon and the battle of attrition there, 42-15. Liberty County over Weewaw, 42-0. Rocky Bayou over Crenshaw Christian Academy. That was one of those I got right last week. I was the only one to pick Rocky Bayou. And Taylor County, the other team that's the fourth team that's unbeaten, they beat McClay rather handily at McClay, 41-14.
Can't believe that one.
Monroe Academy, Alabama over Lighthouse, 43-22. And North Florida Christian Jefferson County was canceled for some reason. But so those are all the games. And for last week, and these are the games coming up this week. We got 3 Thursday. What are you doing Thursday night? Oh, you got training, don't you?
Yeah, I got training Thursday night.
But because we got a Mosley at Niceville game Thursday night. That would be a great one to go over to.
Yeah, and also we have the volleyball team has senior night.
That's right. They played Gulf Breeze last night. Unfortunately, they got beat in 3 straight sets, but a lot of teams get beat in 3 straight sets by Gulf Breeze.
Heard it was competitive, though.
Yeah, 25-17, 25-18, 25-17, I think it was. So very competitive. Destin at Bozeman Thursday night. Gulf Breeze at Milton. Another Thursday night game. Mosley at Niceville. Those are the Thursday night games. Navarre traveling over to Crestview for their second district game. Pace on the road to Tate in a district matchup. Arnold heading over here to Fort Walton Beach, another district matchup. Rickards at Choctaw. That should be another easy win for Choctaw. Rickards off and on like the lights at times with their offense. Bay at West Florida. That should be a really good game. Pensacola at Escambia. Pine Forest at Booker T. Washington. I don't know what to think of Pine Forest this year.
Yeah, it's been a weird season for them.
They're 1-4 on the season. Pensacola Catholic heading over to Walton. That should be another solid game for Catholic. Walton down with the offense right now. Freeport at South Walton. That's a big matchup there. Lincoln at Childs. Wakulla at Godby. Mariana at Leon. Florida High at Gadsden County. Dixie County at Bluntstown. Graceville at Osceola Christian. Zion Chapel, Alabama at Baker. Jay at Northview. Port St. Joe at Chipley. Cottondale at Liberty County. North Florida Christian at FAMU. Weewaw at Franklin County. Holmes County at Vernon. Jefferson County at Sneeds. Madison County heading over to Jacksonville to take off one of the better teams in the state, Rains. North Bay Haven at Rutherford. Chiefland at Taylor County. And Chambers Academy heading into Florida to take on McClay. And we'll get noon tomorrow picks.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Don't worry, you're not the only one. Hey, Joe, if Joe hasn't checked in yet, so Joe might be working tonight.
Yeah, I think I've hit the 12 o'clock time pretty much right on time.
Yeah, you're good. I'm not worried. I'm not worried about it. But welcome, Debbie. I know I'm not ignoring you, Debbie. Nice win, by the way, this past weekend. I still am not going to say it. Same with you, Tim. Not going to say it. But anyways, thanks for checking in. Scott Wheeler checking in. Great game by Bryce this past Friday night. 21 tackles. Wow.
Hey man, I didn't know he could have a much better season than he did last year. He's crushing his season last year.
Debbie says Marty laughs, so I'm okay.
Debbie,
happy.
I got you. I got
Marty,
you, Debbie.
Marty and Bob always have you, Debbie. I'm the one. I'm the outsider when it comes to Bama.
We got to balance it out.
Yeah.
We got to balance it out.
Yeah. So, well, let's go back and talk about this last Friday night's game. No scoring in the first quarter, a defensive battle early on. The Raider defense really stepped up in that first quarter, especially after the first possession interception, where Crestview took the ball. Not Crestview, but Escambia took the ball and had first and goal at our 10. And the defense, 3 straight stops, didn't gain a yard, and then special teams blocked the field goal.
Yeah.
And I think that was one of the better games tackling by the Raider defense all year long.
Yeah, even the game plan early, I think later on we obviously got a little tired. So 60-plus plays on defense on the field, that's a lot in college, and they're playing 15-minute quarters. In high school, we're playing 12-minute quarters. for us to be 65 to 70 plays on defense, it's a tall task.
My good friend Tennessee Shanky's checking in, said go Vols. Only time I won't root for the Vols is if they're playing Notre Dame, so I'll root for Tennessee most of the time.
Go Dogs.
Shanky, if you haven't figured out, Marty's a Georgia dog. He's from Macon, Georgia, so he's got to be a Georgia Bulldogs fan.
Right.
But welcome to the show. I think this is your first time you checked in on one of our shows. Shanky works for Frito-Lay, so he's one of those guys that has to get up at like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and go deliver.
How long has he been with Frito-Lay?
Gosh, I think he's been there 15 years at least.
So
he used to deliver into Navarre.
Okay.
I'll bring up a picture of him at the break. You probably have seen him because he probably delivered to Walmart when you were working there.
Yeah.
Great guy. One of the good guys I met through the Saturday morning show that we used to do. Good Christian man, great Christian values, and proud to call him a friend. So we go into the first quarter, no score. We head on to the second quarter, and a big-time play by Justin Bishop to, for one, he put the punt out at the 2-yard line. And then Escambia got a penalty, so they half the distance back to the 1. Next play for scrimmage, Justin Bishop, he started it, he finished it. 12 yards out, pick 6.
Yeah.
And the Raiders had their first lead at 7-0.
Now, it was cool because we had an opportunity to communicate with Jacob Bishop on Wednesday night prior to the game. And we talked about how well he's played special teams, and we also talked about how good he's been on defense. So it was cool to see him get 2 interceptions and take one back to the house for his first ever touchdown of his life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not even in Pee Wee growing up, nothing?
Yeah,
because he's been a defensive player basically his whole time playing football.
Yeah.
So, as Bob said, he completed the cycle. He put it out at the 2, intercepted it, so he set himself up.
He did really well.
But so then we go to the 5:26 mark, and Escambia would get on the board. 2-point conversion, no good. So the Raiders still had a 1-point lead. But unfortunately, over the last couple of weeks, the Raiders, late in the second quarter over the last couple of weeks, have given up a lot of points. And at the 144 mark, a 41-yard pass from Billy Dunn to Daniel McDaniel, our offensive player of the game. Then 16 seconds, they got the ball back, and they scored again. This one a 20-yard from Dunn to McDaniel again, and it was at the half. It was 20-7. But you never really felt that the Raiders were out of it.
No, it was tight for sure.
Because it could have been because the Escambia got the ball to start the second half. That old New England Patriot thing with Tom Brady where they like to score at the end of the second quarter and then get the ball back and score again. So it's a 14-point swing. That's what New England always tried to do. But the Raider defense stepped up to start the second half. And with a 26-yard pass play from Roman Marshall on it, 4th and 5. It was a 4th and 10. They drew the Escambia front line off. So it cut it to 4th and 5. A lot of people don't realize that was a 4th down conversion and a touchdown. And the Raiders cut it to 20-13. And then one of the plays that we were kind of scratching our heads on is like, why do you go for 2 points when you're down 7? You got to play the numbers game when it comes to 2-point conversions. You don't want to go early because then you're losing points.
Yeah. Didn't know if we had a specialist that was maybe hurt. Maybe our long snapper wasn't good at the time. I'm not sure what happened, but would have liked to see Jack kick that extra point.
That would have cut it to 6. And so if the Raiders got the ball back, they would have had a chance to take the lead. Jonathan Ferris checking in from Prattville, Alabama. Welcome, Jonathan.
Good old Prattville.
Jonathan's starting to be a regular on our Tuesday and Wednesday night show.
Yes, sir.
That's good. He's a great guy. He's helped me out a couple of times over in Tallahassee games. But then the kind of the oddest play is the Raiders, another interception this one saved a touchdown. In fact, they had 2 touchdown saving interceptions on the goal line. A couple of bad decisions by Billy Dunn. They're trying to force the ball into the Raiders got the ball at the 7 after Landon Johns took it out to the 7. 7 seconds to go in the third quarter. They call a rollout play, and Roman that's all they could do with it. It was try to get rid of it. But unfortunately, when you throw intentional grounding in the end zone, it's a safety.
Yes, sir.
So there was a swing right there. There was a 7-point game, went to 9. So now back to a 2-possession game. So we go to the end of the third, and it's 22-13. They score with 9:39 to go, so the lead's out 29-13. Still not out of it, but the Raiders couldn't mount anything until 1:31 to go, as Marshall found Brody Powers. 2-point conversion was no good, and the final score 29-19.
That was a nice play call. I wanted to give our coaching staff credit for that pass that Roman had to Curtis Sanders. That was a phenomenal play call. It kind of looked like a flood, but Curtis went out into the flats and caught a great pass from Rome. That was a really good play call. And also that last touchdown to Brody Powers, whenever he runs that wheel route, Bill, man, Brody's a great route runner anyway. But that wheel route, it seems like it's open every single time.
And he's one of our 3 starting one of our guys that's going to be coming back next year, only a junior. So he's going to be the top receiver going into 26th season.
Yes, sir.
And I'm excited about – let's talk a little bit about the game last night between the Navarre and Crestview JV teams. Even though the score was lopsided, we saw a lot of good things in that game for Navarre last night.
Yeah, a lot of good things. Would have liked to seen more energy out of the young JV roster. But regardless, some of the key positions that we wanted to see do well, I like to see Peyton Johns and how he responded to adversity. There was a few offensive players, specifically the running backs, Hoyt Gurney. That's how you pronounce his name, correct?
Hoyt, yep, Hoyt Gurney.
Hoyt Gurney, and who's
He's
the other
a sophomore, and then you got Ben Eberhardt.
Ben Eberhardt. The Eberhardt twins, they're really, really good athletes. So, I mean, amongst a lot of other players, Aaron Manuel, Jacoby Walmsley, obviously.
Nash Jackson.
He's
going to step right into that wide receiver 2 role next year.
Yeah, absolutely.
And only a freshman this year, so.
Yeah, I really want to see him get with Brody this offseason and put in that work. Also, Justin Luke looked explosive.
And we got to see a lot of Tucker Williams last night as well.
Got to see Tucker Williams. So we haven't seen a lot of passing towards the tight ends, but last night we did see it a few times. Alexander Hepler, I believe he caught a touchdown or an extra point.
I think that was a 2-point conversion.
2-point conversion.
Yep.
But Alex was in the end zone. They hit those 2 on out routes and comebacks. I like to see that. When you got big tight ends the way that we have, it's a really good safety net for our quarterbacks. So that was one of the positive things that I took away from the game last night as well. Extremely excited about the future of Navarre, and hopefully we can take advantage of our younger athletes, that we have from that 14U NYSA.
That was just a quick breakdown of last night's game. They got to be 54-25, but never quit. That was good to see. L.A. Bryant started last Friday night. Then Roman Marshall came in relief, and Roman played quite well once he came in. 8 of 13, 137 yards, and just about a little over 2 quarters of action on Friday night. 2 touchdown passes, no turnovers for Roman. Nice dink and duck game of Escambia, though. Billy Dunn, kid about 6'3", 6'4", utilized his backs all night long, dinking and dunking down the field. He had a good night. Navarre receiving, another big night for Marquez. 6 receptions, 96 yards, averaging just about 80 yards a game, which is pretty solid for high school. And Brody Powers, 2 for 71. He had a big one, 59 yards. That got the Raiders out of deep in their own end. And then Curtis Sanders, a touchdown catch, 2 receptions for 29 yards. The rushing game, still a work in progress. I think we have a tendency to get away from the running game, and as we go deep into games. But Curtis with 28 yards, 8 carries. Marquez 4 carries, 27 yards. Roman with 6 carries for 21 yards. And Navarre special teams, we saw a lot of good returns, a lot of different guys. Zeke Burgess, Hoyt Gurney, Noah Warner even had a return, and Ryder Longo had a great punt return that was brought back a little bit
that was tough.
For a penalty, but that was about a 52-yard punt return. That was the first punt that the Raiders had returned all year long. They were either fair catches or out of bounds, and so that was good to see right along, I've been very impressed with him this year.
Yes, sir. Him and Landon Johns, they're around the ball, Bill. They're ball hawks, and Ryder has really good vision. Seeing him from our perspective at the game, looking down in that punt return, it's like he saw the openings before they opened. It was good.
Well, most definitely, and Jack made his only extra point as the Raiders went for 2 points on 2 of their 3 touchdowns. But on the defensive side of the ball, Bryce Wheeler, 21 tackles, 15 solos, 6 assists, a sack, 3 tackles for loss, 6 quarterback hurries. The sophomore, Isaiah Casena, 13 tackles, 11 solo, 2 assists, a sack, 2 tackles for loss, 3 quarterback hurries. You had double-digit tackles from Burgess, Jones, and Chase Moses. Moses really picking up his game. Yep. Matthew Lee with 9 another big game for Matthew Lee. 9 tackles, 8 solo, a sack, 2 tackles for loss. He had the block kick, and he had 3 tackles for loss as well. We already talked about Jacob Bishop and Luke Eberhardt. The other Eberhardt plays the defensive side of the ball. He looked really solid.
Really good, yeah.
And then Paul Wilden had another big game. He had another sack. Landon Johns really, the last 3 games, has really stepped up his game. Ryder Longo with 4 tackles. Jason Lute with 2, and then a single solo tackle for Noah Warner, Jordan Garner, Jacoby Walmsley, Sammy Rustin, and Aaron Manuels. Good to see some of these freshmen starting to get some playing time.
Yes, sir. We do have a talented 2029 class. Want to ensure that we keep those young men motivated and inspired to finish the season strong. That way we can build some momentum heading into next year, especially depending on what happens in the Crestview game this week.
Most definitely. If it want fortunate reasons, the Raiders lose that game on Friday night, they'll be 0-2 in district. I would like to see some of the younger players start. I know that's not saying much for the seniors, but you know what? It's time to look at what's coming up next year and getting those kids ready.
Yeah, you can't really blame the coaching staff for wanting to take care of the seniors. They've been here grinding for a long time, but at the same time, 6 or 7 games is more than enough opportunities to show the coaches what you have, and to produce. And we just haven't produced at the level that we'd like to. So I think bringing in the younger athletes, not sparingly necessarily, maybe 25 to 30% of the game plan. I think it'd be really good to get that experience to build for next year, and also to, like I said, to inspire the young athletes to continue to grind. Give them some motivation heading into the offseason.
And with those 21 tackles, Bryce Wheeler is now the leading tackler on Navarre with 64. He's also leading in sacks with 4, tackles for loss with 8. That now gives him 19 in his high school career so far, which he's moving up in the Raider history books at number 8 right now overall, and he still has another year. He still has 4 more games and another season. So when it's all said and done, I know that's big shoes to fill with Josh Carter, because he ended up with 42.
Yeah.
He had 31 one season tackles for loss. I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah, it is. It takes a lot, especially with the attention that Bryce gets. Matthew Lee's definitely coming on, so he's taking some of that pressure off of him on the interior. But Bryce is normally double-teamed pretty much every play.
And those 2 young men will be back next year, along with Jaden Jones, number 2. He's got 61. Jacob Bishop quietly has 52 tackles on the season. Matthew Lee with 43. Chase Moses with 44. Zeke Burgess, solid year for Zeke. And before we go any further, last night when I was sitting there talking with Dwayne Carter at the JV game, he goes, I got to find Zeke. And I said, why? He goes, he's getting his first offer tonight. So Zeke Burgess got not only his first offer from any school, but he got an offer from an SE school, Kentucky, University of Kentucky, offered Zeke Burgess. Zeke only a junior.
Yep.
So that's one of many, many more to come. And so congratulations to Zeke on his – he's a great kid too, and you'll see him out on the track too, running the 100 and 200 for Navarre in the spring as well.
Yeah, Zeke, the thing I like about him the most, yes, he's extremely talented, but his work ethic is off the charts. And also
he's just a good kid.
No, he's
fun to be – and he's got the best head of lettuce on the team.
He's been raised really well. Got to give a shout-out to his mom. She's an incredible lady as well. But there's been some rumblings in the area from some of the fans about Navarre not having the upper echelon talent anymore like we used to. That is not true. And when I saw Zeke after I got that message from you, I told him, I said, hey, so much for not having any talent in Navarre, huh?
Yeah.
We got plenty, man.
We do have plenty. It's just things have not worked out that way this year. Brady Thiessen has had a great year as well, 39 tackles. He had his first tackle for loss the other night. Isaiah only a sophomore. I didn't realize he was only a sophomore.
Yeah, no, he is.
He's putting up some big time moments. Wearing number 50 this year.
Yep.
Rowan Strom, I don't think played last. He was banged up. If
I think he was
play,
banged up.
He's just a little banged up.
Yeah.
So, and then Ryder Longo, Landon Johns, and Curtis Sanders has scored 3 different ways: rushing, receiving, and special teams.
That's not an accident,
No.
So I know he does have one offer right now. I think at John Melvin Christian School or college
up in Pace.
Yeah, up in Pace. But Curtis, he needs to get some looks, from some major college talent.
And a nice game from Luke Eberhard. We'll probably see his brother Ben running the ball in the very near future for Navarre. But it's good to see guys like Jordan Garner, Jacoby Walmsley, Sammy Rustum, Aaron Manuel, and Noah Warner having a good game last week as well.
Getting some action.
Most definitely. Well, it's time to head out commercial break, and I'm not ignoring your question, Jonathan, on thoughts on this game. We'll get to that when we come back from our first commercial break. Irish Bill's Twist on Sports from Culver's Ed Navarre. Marty Wilson, Irish Bill. We'll be right back.
Great teams have great support. The Navarre Raiders have one of the best support organizations, the Navarre Raider Quarterback Club. All the members see to it that the Raiders have all available necessities to keep the Raiders on track. Well, they're seeing to it that they are properly fed, have good transportation, are making sure that all Raider fans can hear all the exciting Navarre Raider football action. The Navarre Raider Quarterback Club is there to make it happen. Thanks, Navarre Raider Quarterback Club, for your support of your winning Navarre Raiders on IrishBillSports.com.
Sometimes all you need to change your life is a sign.
Like an actual sign that's like above you.
And no, I don't love B-dubs just because I'm a buffalo with wings. Frankly, that's offensive and reductionist. It's like they made beer into a place and gave that place sports and chicken wings. And the people, the best.
Marty! You're dead weight!
Yeah, this place is kind of like heaven. Without needing to get hit by a bus.
Let's go sports bar!
A strong work ethic takes pride in a job well done. This is the kind of person you need. Express Employment Professionals can help because we understand what it takes to hire the right person. It takes real people, real interviews. We find good people, matching the right skills with the right jobs from the production floor to the front office. Express knows jobs. Get to know Express. Go to expresspros.com to find a location near you.
To everyone who loves Culver's, the feeling is mutual. I'm Nicole from Culver's of Cross Plains, Wisconsin. And when I'm serving you a Butterburger, I'm just as happy as you are. I almost get giddy when I hear the sizzle of our fresh beef on the grill. Seeing that smile that comes from a meal made just right, some call it magic, but I like to call it love at first bite. Stop in for a cook-to-order Butterburger and let us make Culver's your happy place.
From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
University Lending Group, located in Harvest Village, is Navarre's local mortgage lender. A buying, building, or refinancing a dream home is in your future. You need to contact University Lending Group. Jennifer Gomes, Stacy Wright, and Sheila Billingham are the loan specialists who have the experience to take you step by step to make your buying, building, or refinancing experiences smooth. So University Lending at 752 Navarre Parkway, Suite 56, or call us at 850-396-0322. The Hustle isn't named after anyone, not after a designer, definitely not after a mythological god. It's not about stripes or ranking or status. The Hustle is real. The Hustle is about you. So keep in mind when you're repping and rocking Hustle Hard USA streetwear, you can tell all the onlookers that this mark, this brand represents your hustle, your grind. You put in that time, that sweat, that pain. Now it's up to you to show them all what you got. Win or lose, the hustle is real. Go to www.hustlehardusa.com, and I can guarantee you, you will not be disappointed. Navarre Fitness is where old school meets new. Whether you're into free weights or the latest and greatest weightlifting equipment, they will meet your needs. They have cardio machines as well if you want to get your sweat on. Whatever direction you decide to go, trainers Clay Horton, Brick Grubbs, Andrew Coase, and Stephanie Hunt will be there to assist you along the way. So what are you waiting for? Oh yeah, how do I join? Just go to navarrefitness.net and check out our rates or call us at 850-816-5434. You can even stop by our location at 8700B Navarre Parkway in Navarre. You can also visit our sister gym, Midway Fitness, at 5660 Gulf Breeze Parkway, Unit 1. Both facilities are open 24/7. We are the place to go to get you started on the road to a better you.
Welcome back to Irish Bill's Twista at Culver's in Navarre here on this beautiful Tuesday night in the Panhandle of Florida. It just seems like once Tuesday, the rest of the week just kind of falls right into place.
No, Bill.
Wednesday night at Buffalo Wild Wings and Friday night games. And before you know it, I'm not even going to bring that up because that's not what I want to talk about. But we want to talk about this Friday night's game going to Crestview.
Yes, sir. So Crestview is typically, I call them cornbread fed. Because they're always big in the trenches.
Their JV team, wow, they were huge last night.
Hey, have you seen their linemen this year?
No, I haven't yet.
Yeah, they're big. They're big, man. They're right up there with Pace and us. I mean, they got some great size on the interior line, defense and offense. They love to run the ball and they like to stop the run. That hasn't changed in Crestview since I've been here. So
yeah, that will be the Navarre's third opponent that doesn't throw the ball very much.
Yes, sir.
And Ty Zassin is the quarterback for Crestview, having an amazing he's also their leading ground carrier.
Yep.
They don't throw the ball a whole lot, but they just – well, we've seen that 3 or 4 times already this year.
Yeah, no, it's going to be some creative QB power, a lot of QB run. Their running back are really good as well. So it's going to be interesting to see. So with Pace – they kind of just run towards one side of the line. With Crestview, they spread it out. They run every single gap.
Yeah, I remember one of my first broadcasts up at Crestview when Coach Brunson, he's now the head coach at over at Baker, and that's where he played in high school. And the Crestview assistant coaches were in the booth, the room next to us, and all night long I could just hear Coach Brunson yelling at his coaches on the mics, and I was like, dang. Is he like this all the time?
Yeah.
But anyways, that was my first experience at Crestview, and then he went on and he moved up to Alabama he went to Baker, and then he moved up to Alabama for a year and back.
Which proved to be really good.
Really good.
Baker's 7-0 right now.
7-0 right now. And they're not the Baker team that you're used to. They used to run the ball all the time. They're throwing the ball around now with Justice Baldwin having a heck of a year at quarterback over there at Baker.
It's about 60% run, 40% pass. Good balance.
And Peter, glad you brought up Peter. Peter checking in. Peter, one of the managers. They'll be joining us tomorrow night at the Buffalo Wild Wings Coaches Show. We'll have about 4 or 5 of the managers coming over to join us tomorrow night at Buffalo Wild Wings. And we had them on last year. Great job that those young men and women do for the Raider football team.
Yeah, we mentioned it during the broadcast on Friday, but Navarre has some of the best support that I've ever seen in regards to high school programs, especially the football team. And it starts with those managers. They do a really, really good job of supporting the players and the coaches as well.
Most definitely. So, Peter, thanks for checking in. Scott Wheeler checking back in, says congrats to Zeke.
Absolutely.
Yeah, most definitely. And we're not going to give you a score for – we'll do that. Well, who's going to win tomorrow, for that Crestview Navarre game. We'll talk about that more tomorrow night on the Buffalo Wild Wings Coaches Show, because I don't want to sway because we got a couple of guys that haven't turned in their picks yet, Joe and the guy seated to my right,
Yeah.
so we won't talk about that game much anymore, and we'll do that more tomorrow night.
Yeah, I'll try to let y'all get it in first so you don't have too much pressure, Don't want to follow me with the picks.
Most definitely, but you know what time it is now.
Let's get it.
Your Ice Bills Panhandle Power Rankings for Week 7. Not much change there. In fact, no change. Choctaw, Pace, Mosley, Tate, Bay, Milton, and Niceville. Your small schools, Catholic, Baker, Bluntstown, South Walton, Freeport, West Florida, and Chipley. Your Offensive Player of the Week, he deserves it the way he's been running the ball. 200 yards back-to-back weeks for Ethan Crandall. 13 carries, 216 yards, 2 touchdowns last week, and that 45-0 win over Destin. Our Defensive Player of the Week from Navarre, back-to-back weeks for the Raiders defenders. Bryce Wheeler, 21 tackles, 15 solos, 6 assists, a sack, 3 tackles for loss, and 6 quarterback hurries. And for the third time on the season and back-to-back weeks, our special teams player from Catholic, Keller Brown, 6 for 6, extra points, 1 for 1 field goals, 5 touchbacks. Didn't have to punt last week against Destin. They won 45-0.
All fantastic selections. Ethan Crandall has had a phenomenal season.
People say, well, didn't that kid play at Gulf Breeze last year? Yes, he did. He transferred from Gulf Breeze to Catholic in the offseason, and they need him because I'm not sure what's wrong with Caleb Willoughby. He's their number 1 running back over there, but he hasn't played the last 2 games. So it's nice to have a guy like that coming off the bench.
Ethan's vision is elite. That he sees the hole and he hits it. It's like, I don't want to compare him to Christian McCaffrey, man, but his vision's on that level. We saw it firsthand. Obviously, we played against him, but I've been watching his film, and he's making some great posts on social media. That young man can run the ball. And Bryce has dominated this season. I don't foresee him not having a spectacular game the rest of the year. That young man is incredible.
Oh, it's definitely. Keller Brown, the guy's about 6'3", 6'4". Yeah. He's averaging about 42 a punt.
Janikowski-esque.
Yeah, he's. I don't think he's missed a kick all year long, and Catholic's putting up a lot of points. So that young man's getting a lot of action over there at Catholic, and
when his foot hits the ball, it sounds like a weapon going off.
It does. I remember when we were over there doing the first game of the season. Like, what was that?
Yeah.
I didn't know that the Navy was flying their training missions out there, setting off bombs.
Yeah.
But that's what it sounded like.
Yes, sir.
But so congratulations to the 3 young men and our large and small schools. 4 of the teams were off last week. Mosley, Tate, Bay, and Milton were all off last week, so not much movement there. Not that there would have been any movement. Choctaw and Pace have pretty much solidified their spot. It's at the top right now. And Mosley and Niceville coming up Thursday night. We'll have to listen to Joe and get updates on that game Thursday night. And should be a great game there. Those 2 teams over the last 4 years have basically decided who wins that district over there. And it should be a great game over there at Niceville.
It will be.
So it's time to move on. And like I said, on Thursday morning, I'll post. As you can see, I got 2 pages of outstanding performances in the Panhandle. Quarterbacks combined 150 yards will get you on my list. Wide receivers, anything over 100 yards will get you on my list. Running backs, anything over 100 as well. Defense, you have to have at least 10 tackles. And look at that list. I got probably 20, 25 guys that had 10 tackles last week. Then our special teams, the list is probably a dozen deep. So I'll post those on Thursday morning so you can see who in the Panhandle are having great performances week in and week out.
Yeah, a lot of great individual performances. And it's always good to see it help a team win. Always good to see it.
We're back with not many district games last week. We're right back into district games this week, and the majority of the games are districts, especially in Class 4, 5, and 6A this Friday night. So it's gonna be a lot decided this week.
It is.
For those teams that only have 3 or 4 teams in their district.
We're coming down to crunch time.
Most definitely. We've already talked a little bit about the high school games, but I got to tell you, I think I've been kind of on a streak here for the last 3 weeks. I've taken the high school and college.
Yeah.
Well, last week 22-4. High school, Marty, right, 1 game right behind, right on my heels at 21-5. Joe and Bob at 20-6. And did you like the Paul's caboose that I added to our text line? And Paul thought it was kind of funny. I think Bob thought it was going to be he wasn't going to like it, but Paul actually thought it was kind of funny.
Yeah, I got to look out for my brother Paul. I believe my birthday is April 27th. I believe his is April 28th. So.
And my daughter's is April 23rd.
Yeah, I got to look out for my Taurus people.
Most definitely. And overall on the season, I got about a 2.5 percentage point lead over Marty in second. Joe's actually fallen 10 games back in the high school picks. Bob is 13 games back, and Paul, like I said, he's on that little red caboose pulling up the rear. He's 23 games back, and it's going to be hard to make that up in the next 4 weeks, but I'm sure he'll try.
Well, the crazy thing is, I mean, this thing is very competitive. Like
he's still at 70%.
Yeah, 70%, Bill. Like that's incredible, especially with high school football. It's tough, picking high school.
I'm glad we're not doing spreads because I do a weekly spread with a bunch of my buddies from the Saturday morning show, and I stink at picking spreads. I think most weeks we do 10 games, and I maybe get 3 or 4 tops.
Yeah, that's hard.
Right. I just cannot pick spreads. But speaking of our college games, we had a 3-way tie for the lead last week. Yourself, me, and Paul all went 24-6. And we were all close because Bob and Joe were 1 game back at 23-7. So on the season, I got a 5-game lead over Joe. Bob and Joe are tied for second. You're right there, 2 percentage, maybe 1 percentage point right behind them. And Paul, still 76%.
Yeah, that's close.
I mean, between 77 and 82% is pretty solid from top to bottom.
Absolutely. And college is tough as well, especially now with the parity that we have. There's been a lot of upsets so far this year. So that is also
And here's our games that we're picking this week. Louisiana Tech. We're throwing a mixture of some teams in here. Louisiana Tech at Kennesaw State. East Carolina at Tulane. That should be a pretty good ball game. Friday night games, we have 3. South Florida at North Texas. North Texas team. That's going to be a tough out for South Florida on Friday night.
Yes, sir.
I just don't like that they're playing Friday night high school. That should be reserved for high school football, in my opinion. Fresno State at Colorado State. Rutgers at Washington, a Big 10 game there, or Big 18 or whatever they're called these days. Saturday games, Pitt at Florida State. See if Florida State can bounce back after back-to-back losses. Houston at Oklahoma State. What a long season for Oklahoma State there. UCF at Cincinnati. Alabama at Missouri. That's going to be a tough game.
Yeah, Missouri is physical, and they play really good defense.
UCLA at Michigan State. UCLA with one of the upsets of the season last week, knocking off Penn State. Grady Kelly, hopefully will have a big game. He'll be chasing Nico around that field. Stanford at SMU. Ohio State going to Illinois. That should be a pretty good game. Probably one of the toughest contests so far for Ohio State. Final Emerald Coast Middle School over Freeport tonight. 4th time in a row that they are the football champions. Middle school over in Walton County and Okaloosa County. 64-36.
Man,
that's a lot. That's 100 points.
To put up 64,
that's quick math there.
Middle school is,
and they beat Freeport the last time 54-0.
Man,
so
great coaching. I mean, on the middle school level,
4 straight.
I mean, the talent level between middle schools eerily similar. So you can really see what coaches stand out in middle school.
Most definitely. So that's where Bob's at. That's the reason Bob's, if he's not here, he's doing public address for the Emerald Coast Middle School out there because he's a teacher. Him and his wife, Kirsten, are teachers out there at Emerald Coast Middle School. And they got to drive for them. I don't envy that drive every morning on Highway 98 out to Walton County. And so back to the college lineup. Washington State at Ole Miss. That's kind of an odd game, out-of-conference game for Ole Miss this late into the season.
For sure.
Virginia Tech at Georgia Tech. That should be a pretty solid game. Oklahoma, Red River Shootout, going off against Texas. Texas loses to Florida. Who saw that coming last week?
Yeah, man.
One person did, the guy that's not here tonight. Bob picked Florida. Bob never picks Florida.
Yeah.
because he's a Florida State guy.
And
his number 2 team is Notre Dame.
That was a clutch pick for sure.
And didn't I bring that up last week, though, that I said that Legway, he has one game a year where he shows up, and he showed up.
Yeah, no, he's a talented young man. He just got to put it together consistently.
And their defense played really well. Air Force at UNLV. UNLV still unbeaten. Nebraska at Maryland. NC State coming to Notre Dame. Big win for Notre Dame last week against a very tough, talented Boise State team.
Absolutely.
The quarterback for Boise State, his name is Maddox Madsen. What their family did, what their parents did, is they named they're big baseball people, so they named all of their children after famous baseball players. And I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah. But my son Brady was up at the game, had a great time up there. His first trip ever to the Notre Dame campus. It's one of those things that you toss in your memory bank that you never forget.
Yeah, funny you mentioned that about the players. Greg Maddox is my favorite pitcher of all time.
And that's who he was named after, the starting quarterback for Boise State. TCU at Kansas State, Northwestern at Penn State. Penn State, wow, back-to-back losses at home to Oregon, and then UCLA. No one saw that one coming. UCLA was 0-4, and not being very productive on the offensive side of the ball at all.
What do you think's going to happen to old James?
Did you like my suggestion, changing his name?
I did.
His stats, his overall record speaks. They call him Little Game James because he never shows up in the big games, so they call him Little Game James. Well, now that he can't win the little games, is he going to be now called Gimme Game James? Like when they're playing like Kent State or is that the only games that he can win?
That's unfortunate for him because the dude, he can recruit. He's a really good CEO. I mean, he
has 2 of the top 4 running backs in the country right now.
Yeah, and that fan base believes. I mean, he's from an organizational standpoint, he's really good. He just X's and O's in the crunch time is where he's got to improve his game.
That was, I mean, he had a whiteout, and that was 100,000 screaming Nittany Lion fans, and Oregon came in there and got it done in overtime. Oregon's got a big game hosting Indiana this week. That is going to be one heck of a game.
You know Cignetti's excited about that.
And they have a quarterback that came from Cal, so he's used to playing out on the West Coast. Yeah. Mendoza's been having a solid year. One of the leading candidates for the Heisman Trophy winner.
Yeah, man. Oregon's not going to.
And they got one of their own, too.
Yeah. No, they do.
With a solid quarterback with Dante Moore. They're bringing a defense as well at Oregon.
These are the games that Cignetti typically wins.
I always bring that up, and I was in his interview from when he got hired over there, and they always question him. It's like, Coach, what's your secret? He said, Google me. All I do is win.
Hey, the funny thing is, Dan Lanning is very confident too. Yes. Like they're both sharks, man.
Previous Georgia coach. He was defensive coordinator, wasn't he?
Yeah, man, and we miss him a little bit. You know, we won those 2 national championships. He went off to Oregon. We miss him for sure.
Most definitely. He brought, I believe he brought Bo Nix out there from Auburn.
He did.
For 1 year before Bo got drafted. And Bo's having a heck of a year here. This is as well the big win on the road at Philadelphia on Sunday.
I saw a video with Bo Nix talking about his work ethic, man. He gave credit to Dan Lanning, you know, and he was saying he was visibly tired, sweating really hard. He said, I don't like this, but I know I have to get it done, and he actually shouted out Dan Lanning for inspiring him to want to put that work.
That's pretty awesome, giving him credit to your coaches. Yeah. Iowa State at Colorado after they got the brakes beat off of them last week. I did not see that one. I did not see that one coming. I think we all had Iowa State last week. Actually, no, you took Cincinnati last week.
Yeah.
So Cincinnati's playing really good football right now.
Sir.
Wake Forest at Oregon State. Oregon State having a down year. Arkansas heading to Tennessee. Chowan, the West Florida Argonauts get back on. They're at home this week. It's their 4 o'clock kickoff.
Homecoming, right?
Homecoming this week in Pensacola. So if you're in the area and you don't, your team's not playing on TV, head on out to University of West Florida as they're hosting Chowan. Top 4 team in the country in Division II.
We're going to have quite a few athletes there on unofficial visits as well.
Nice. Florida going to Texas A&M. Which Florida team's going to show up this week? A&M quietly getting it done. And I look back at Notre Dame's losses.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, Miami. Number 5, Texas A&M. 4 points. And only because Notre Dame's holder couldn't get a snap down to get number 41 up there, or we would have been looking at overtime in that game. But so
Good
Notre
lesson
Dame,
learned.
they're the only team in the country that's got 2 losses to 2 top 10 teams. So Iowa going to Wisconsin. Wisconsin, I don't know what's up with them this year. Clemson at Boston College. Paul, I'm not going to say that. Well, we know Paul's always going to take Boston College, just like Joe and I are always going to take Navarre.
Yes, sir.
So Georgia heading to Auburn.
That's always a tough matchup.
Right
man.
there across the.
The individuals that play on these teams normally see each other in all-star games in high school, and we all visit Troy State and Auburn. It's vice versa.
Most definitely, that's always a big game. Michigan heading out west to USC. Kansas, number 11, Texas Tech. I talked about Texas Tech at the beginning of the season. No one believed me that Texas Tech was going to have a team, and they're going to make the college football playoff.
Yeah, Texas Tech is going to be around for a long time, too. They're recruiting really well.
South Carolina going to LSU. BYU at Arizona, and Arizona State heading to Utah. Should all be some really good games this weekend.
BYU and Utah, man, physicality.
But Jonathan brings up, he said, how about the Jaguars knocking off the Chiefs last night on Monday Night Football?
That was a good game.
And I will say this for Jonathan, Duval. But, yeah, Chiefs up 14-0. How many times have you seen Patrick Mahomes blow a 14-0 lead?
You don't see it. I can't remember.
You never see it.
I can't remember, man. Him and Andy Reid.
But how he won the game?
Yeah. Trevor
Lawrence.
Yeah.
The center steps on his foot. He falls to the ground.
It was actually the guard. The guard.
Was it the guard?
Yeah.
Steps on his foot. He falls down. He's like laying there for like 2 seconds. No defensive players around him. He had the gall to pick himself up, then dive into the end zone for the winning score.
That's one thing that's really underestimated about Trevor's game is his athleticism. He can run. He ran track, and he also played basketball. Like, he's a really good athlete.
Yeah, he's from Georgia up there. He played at Cartersville, if I remember right.
Yes, sir, yeah.
My son Brady, when he played football up at Shorter, they got to see them when they played the Rome High School, because Rome High School's got an outstanding football program.
Justin Fields.
Yeah, and they also got to see Justin because Justin played at I'm trying to remember where he played. Not Thomasville, but it's down in that area by Cartersville.
Yeah, it's right there.
They're all right in there.
Yeah,
but,
they were close to each other.
Yeah, a lot of talent in that part of Georgia.
Yes, sir.
But so that breaks up the high school and college. Now we're going to talk about our former Navarre Raiders and what they're doing. And let's start off with Michael Carter getting the starting nod last weekend. And he produced 18 carries, 51 yards, a touchdown, 5 receptions, 22 yards. The way the game finished, though, they probably don't want to talk about much.
Yeah, man.
How many times are we going to see a player, and you know what really stinks for him? That would have been his first NFL touchdown. To drop the ball before you cross the goal line.
Yeah, man.
And then they pick off a pass, and the DB fumbles the ball, and the ball gets pushed in the end zone. Yeah. And Tennessee comes back and kicks the last-second field goal to win 22-11. That would have been 27-6 right there.
Yep.
Game over.
Cameron Ward get the first win as a pro. But, yeah, Arizona definitely should have won that game. That wasn't on Kyler Murray. It's a combination of coaching, honestly.
And everybody saw the tape of the coach walking up to what was his name? It's a long name for the running back for Arizona. And
that coach,
you just don't do it.
I know, but that coach is on the hot seat.
After the way he reacted, I thought that he went a little overboard on that.
Yeah, just a little bit.
But they got a tough game coming up this weekend. As they're going to Indianapolis. Colts 4-1 on the season.
Coaching, brother.
Yeah.
Jacksonville and Indianapolis.
Daniel Jones, what a great job he's doing for Indianapolis.
Yeah, but I mean, both teams, not a whole lot of turnover on the rosters.
Yeah.
You know, especially Jacksonville. They just got a brand-new coaching staff.
And Etienne finally playing some ball.
Yeah.
And but trade today. Did you hear the trade today?
Oh, Joe Flacco going.
Joe Flacco going to like
going
his
to
20th team.
Joe loves the game.
Father time.
The cool thing is he gets to stay in Ohio.
Yeah, he does, but
doesn't have to move his family. But yeah,
but they haven't played each other yet this year. I don't think
they have not. They actually play.
So that's good.
So Cincinnati's playing the Packers.
So he has Cleveland's playbook.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
And now he's the Bengals. So that's kind of normally you don't see teams trade players within the conference within the divisions.
Yeah,
and especially between those two teams.
That means Cleveland is excited about their 2 rookie quarterbacks. Dylan Gabriel looked good this week.
I like Gabriel.
Yeah, Stefanski.
That guy's a baller.
He's got to coach the team up overall a little better, but Gabriel played really well.
So does that move Shador into the number 2 spot?
Yes, sir. He's QB2 now.
And so I don't know who they have in the 3 spot because
they're probably going to have the young man they picked up during the preseason. I forgot his name.
Gosh, but they've run a corral of quarterbacks through their year here in 25.
Yeah, Stefanski sorted through everything. I think he had a general idea of what he wanted to see. They always loved Dylan Gabriel. That was, that was communicated commonly throughout the draft process. They really liked him, and Shador was, just happened to fall in their lap. So,
Scott, well, they're bringing up a good point. We talked about Grady Kelly early. Him and his wife have a restaurant here in Navarre.
Oh, yeah.
But he said, speaking of Raider alums, got to eat a fantastic, is that Akai,
I believe.
Akai bowl at Grady's restaurant just down the road. He said, you'll not be disappointed.
Really good.
And Jonathan says Jaguars host the Seahawks this Sunday as well. But the 49ers, Jordan Jefferson, I don't think he's got in yet quite for the Niners, and they're playing well 4-1.
I got to see what number he is, Bill.
But he didn't play in the 26-23 overtime win over the Rams. They're at Tampa. Tampa having a great season so far as well. I love what Baker Mayfield's doing.
He's balling.
Their top receiver goes down, and who steps up? But Abuke.
Oh, yeah.
And he's having a good year. And what he brought up, and I want to read this because I thought this was one of the best interviews. I think I brought it up in our chat, and let me see if I can find it here real quick. Oh yeah, here was his interview. Here we go. He was interviewed this past week after the game. He had a big game, 160 yards, and he said, I don't enter any seasons of my life with too many expectations when it comes to statistics or anything really. I'm just trying to honor and glorify God, be obedient to whatever he's called me to do. So I feel like he has me in Tampa for a reason, and that the purpose is bigger than football, I believe. So just trying to use my platform to be able to impact people in any way I can and just give glory to him when success comes my way, and when it doesn't, still praise him all the more. One of the best interviews I've seen out of a young man in quite a while.
Yeah, man. After seeing him play in college and now in the NFL, I am not surprised, that he has that solid foundation of spirituality in his life. Obviously, you got to believe and put in the work, so he has both qualities, and that young man has a bright future in store.
And while at Ohio State, he was kind of put on the back shelf a little bit. I mean, he had some big seasons, but when you got guys like Jeremiah Smith, Marvin Harrison Jr., I mean, guys,
they're loaded.
You're not the main focus. Well, right now with Evans being out, he's the main focus for Mayfield right now for Tampa Bay.
Yeah, and I mean he turned his in preseason and also in training camps, so it's not surprising what he's doing.
Okay, and Grady Kelly, we're just talking about him. He had no stats in that 38-27 loss to Nebraska. Nebraska playing really well, much improved this year. They're at home this Saturday as they're hosting UCLA. Will UCLA have it let down after that big win against Penn State? Hopefully Michigan State hopes so, and same with Grady Kelly. On the season for Grady, 7 tackles, 4 solos, 3 assists, and he is one of the highest rated defensive linemen in the country. Not putting up the stats, but that PFF is really up there for Grady.
No, I mean, they break it down by position, by the play, the X's and O's, what the player's supposed to be doing that, his specific job during the play versus the offense that they're playing against. So those PFF guys, they really break it down.
And if you're watching Michigan State, he wears number 16.
Yes, sir.
University of West Florida, they had a big win on the road last week, a big game for their quarterback last week, as they went on the road and beat a very tough Northeastern State team, 31-24. And they'll be back at home this Saturday hosting Chowan, which I believe is out of North Carolina or South Carolina, one of those two locations. One of the other undefeated teams on the season so far, University of Memphis, and one young Ethan Newman getting a lot of playing time for Memphis as they took out Tulsa rather easily, 45-7. They go to 6-0, unbeaten in Conference USA as well. They'll be at UAB. They'll be over in Birmingham this weekend. Actually, they're off this weekend. They'll be on the road next week. So what a year so far for Ethan Newman.
As always, Memphis can run that ball.
And you will see this young man in the NFL.
Yeah, he's a road
him and Grady Kelly will represent Navarre at the highest level here in the next couple of years. So great job for Ethan as he transferred over from Kennesaw State. They had a coaching change at Kennesaw, and he moved on over. Great timing on his part. Memphis having a great year.
Mm-hmm.
University of Western Michigan, Terrence Marshall didn't get any receptions, but they did win 21-3. They're 2-0 in the MAC conference so far. They're 3-3 on the season. Terrence with 3 receptions for 17 yards this week. They're hosting Ball State out of Muncie, Indiana, up in my neck of the woods. West Florida defensive back Tyrone Marshall. He's a starter every week for the Argonauts. They're 5-0 on this season. I think they're ranked number 3 or 4 in the country in Division II. He's just getting it done.
Yes, sir. They were high on Tyrell before he even got there. They loved him at Navarre High School. They just wanted to see him put on some muscle mass. He did that this summer.
And that he did.
And it's paying off.
And University of West Florida linebacker Vinny Villanova more likely will be redshirted this year, but we got to see Vinny Friday night. Him and his buddies came out to the game Friday night.
Vinny looks incredible.
And Vinny is putting on. He's been in the weight room.
His neck.
He's been eating iron since he's been at the University of West Florida.
Hey, Paul, you don't want to pick any more fights with young Vinny Villanova.
I don't think he's picked a fight with Vinny in a long time. You've seen Paul, right? Mr. Clean. I don't think that's in Paul's nature anyways.
No, Paul, man, look, Paul's got some dog in him.
I'm sure he does.
Yeah, he's an aggressive young man as well. But, yeah, Vinny is I think he's taking a whip now.
And then we have University of South Alabama running back Andre hasn't gotten in, so more than likely will be redshirted this year as well.
Blessing for
he didn't play in a 31-24 loss to Troy. Troy having another solid year. Their next game is next Tuesday night. So we got football next week, I think, every day of the week except Wednesday next week. So
hopefully
there's
some
special game that they're having on Tuesday night. They're playing Arkansas State.
Yeah.
And then Ripon College, unfortunately, Nate Hansen got hurt before the season started. So he will be redshirted this year. They're 2-2 on the year, 2-1 in their conference. They lost 38-0 to Lake Forest College. This week they'll be at Cornell College. And for the second time in 3 weeks, Community Christian College had an 80 spot put on them. Last week they played Grand Valley State. Well, we know Grand Valley State's an excellent program.
They're really good.
And I think that was their JV team as well. 89-0.
Man.
2 weeks ago they got beat 83-0. So they're having a tough season in Jakari's freshman year. And the next game they'll be at home against Hocking College. And Capital University, Ezekiel Gasca, easy. They're 1-3. They had a tough loss last week, 30-27 to Heidelberg, Ohio. This week they'll be in my neck of the woods at Manchester College, which is not about an hour and a half from my hometown. They're facing off a 1:30 kickoff up in Indiana. So, and he played on the offensive line this week. So he's played O-line, D-line, O-line in 3 of their 4 games.
Just goes to show how intelligent that young man is.
And he's getting bigger, too. I've seen some photos of – well, he was another one that we saw a lot in the gym in the offseason.
Yeah, no, he loves to work out, him and his little brother.
Most definitely. And our Gulf South Conference games, there was 4 of them this past week. West Florida over Northeastern State, 31-24. Delta State over Barton College, 45-0. Valdosta State dropped their 3rd game of the season. They're having a down year as they lost to Lenoir and Ryan, a team that West Florida beat earlier in the year rather handily, 32-25. And the Lincoln, California game of West Alabama was postponed, I believe, I don't know if it was to weather because the weather really wasn't that bad on Saturday.
No, it wasn't.
Might have been some travel issues with Lincoln coming all the way from California.
Yes, sir.
So that was probably the reason that game. And I went ahead and produced this. So we only have 4 teams. I was able to put the rest of the year's schedule. This week's game, Chowan at West Florida, Valdosta State. Tough game as they go face the Citadel.
Yeah.
And probably lost number 4. Week 8 schedule, Ferrum at Delta State, West Florida. As travels over to
West
Livingston
Alabama.
for probably will decide the Gulf South Conference champion.
That's going to be a good
this
game.
year. And then week 9, Delta State at West Alabama. Another big game at West Virginia State. Go to West Florida here. North Greenville at Valdosta State. Week 10, West Alabama going to Valdosta State. And West Florida heading on up to Delta State. So West Florida's 2 biggest games will be on the road at Delta State and in West Alabama. Week 11, Delta State, Valdosta State. And then final week of the season, Northeastern State comes down here as they'll face off with West Alabama. Kentucky State at Delta State, and the big Valdosta State, West Florida game to end the season.
Yeah, buddy.
But that's the Gulf South Conference. Right now, West Alabama and West Florida 5-0. Delta State 5-1, and I'm not used to saying this with Valdosta State 2-3 on the season.
That never happens.
Never.
Yeah.
In all the years that West Florida's been in that conference, that never happens.
I'll tell you what, UWG and Georgia State have recruited really well in Georgia now, so it's been a little bit difficult.
Especially now that West Georgia's a FCS school and doing really well. I think they only have 1 loss on the season.
Man,
they're doing great. Our SIAC conference, Central State beat Fort Valley State 18-14. South Carolina State over Savannah State 49-6. Benedict over Allen 38-28. Kentucky State over Miles College. Miles College having a down year after making the playoffs last year, but they had their coach and a lot of their best players transferred out and went to Alabama A&M. Albany State 47, Lane 6, and Morehouse over Tuskegee 27-20. So Miles College and Lane College, something's got to give. Both teams looking for their first win this weekend at Lane College over in Jackson, Tennessee. Morehouse College will be at Central State, Clark Atlanta at Albany State, Fort Valley State at Benedict, Edward Waters at Kentucky State, and Savannah State at Allen. Where else can you go to get Division II football and SIAC conference other than Irish Bill's Twist on Sports?
I don't know, Bill. I haven't seen it anywhere else, man.
No, nowhere else. And so, wow, what a show, Marty. We're not done yet. Anything that you wanted to bring up? I know I kind of left the floor open tonight with Bob not being here again. I always appreciate you coming and joining me on Tuesday nights over here at Culver's. And it's a night that our Wednesday night schedule is pretty much Navarre football and talking about the players, interviews, coaches, and all that. Tomorrow we'll have the managers. But Tuesday nights is basically our night to really talk about anything we want to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, this time last year, there was a whole lot of noise about the college playoff system. We haven't really heard much about playoffs this year, Bill.
We have not.
Why do you think that is? Do you think it's the parity in college football? Do you think it's, we got a lot of the old school dominant teams getting back up there like Miami, Florida State's playing a lot better this year. What do you think that is?
I don't know. ACC's better this year. Georgia Tech, look what they're doing.
Yep.
I see them with a very good chance. It will come down to I think they play Miami in a few weeks. That will probably decide who the ACC champion is going to be. Yeah. Clemson's going to bust some heads, even though they're having a down year. They're 2-3 on the season. They can never sell Clemson short. Virginia Tech having another good season. Virginia, I mean, what a surprise there.
playing really well.
Florida State, Miami. I mean, gosh, the ACC is definitely not the ACC from last year.
No,
they're
right.
From top to bottom. They are definitely better, and never can count Wake Forest. They're one of those teams that they can beat anybody on any given day. Yeah. And but the SEC disappointed with a couple of teams so far. Everybody thought Texas was going to just come through and walk through the year. They got 2 losses already.
Hey, Georgia's been a little
Georgia's
disappointing.
got a loss. LSU's got a loss.
Yeah.
Alabama's got a loss.
Yeah.
Missouri
looks pretty good.
They could catapult themselves to the top of the SEC this week if they knock off Alabama at home.
You are right, sir.
And Ole Miss having a good season. They knocked off LSU not this past weekend, but the weekend before. So Lane Kiffin getting it done over there in one of the most beautiful colleges in all of the South, and that's where Miss USA's go to redshirt, because I guess I've never been to that campus over there in Oxford, but from what I hear is if you're a college-age young man, that's a place to go.
Well, I know Bob Grant's excited about going down there.
Yeah, he's going over there this weekend, I believe, for a game.
Sir.
He will not be with us Friday night. It'll just be Marty and myself, and we may have young Ethan come and join us Friday night over in Crestview. We'll be on the visitor side in the stands about the 50-yard line all the way to the top. And so I got to go out and give me a long extension cord here in the next couple of days. That's going to be about a 100-footer that I'm going to need to run down the steps there, because the plug-in's way down on the track down below us. So we'll be up in the visitor side, and that's usually where I'm at when I go do games at Crestview.
Yeah, I'm excited about the entire situation. Very excited to have young Ethan come out and to support the team.
We'll talk a little bit about Ethan, and so we can let everybody know who Ethan is.
Yeah, so Ethan, we stated this, I believe, 2 weeks ago on this same show. He's a young athlete that goes to Gulf Point Latin School, and I met him about a month ago. Really cool parents, amazing parents, actually. We were communicating in the beginning, just talking, getting to know each other, earning credibility and stuff like that. And we started talking about things that we're passionate about. And Ethan mentioned that he wanted to broadcast when he grew up. And I was blown away by that statement, just because we communicate with young athletes often. And rarely do you hear someone that says they want to be a broadcaster as a passion and as a job in the future. And lo and behold, obviously we're well connected with Irish Bill and Irish Bill Sports, and the opportunity came about for Ethan to join us. And Bill met his parents, and it's been a fascinating relationship so far.
Most definitely, and I wish I would have had the opportunity at his age, but God puts us in situations at the right time for a reason. So, yeah. But I've always been about giving back to your community, and this is our chance to bring young Ethan in, and hopefully that will.
Well, he's very excited about meeting and being around you, Bill. He already met you, but he's very excited about being around you and just learning the processes, and who knows, maybe in the near future or future.
Well, me. People keep asking me, Bill, when are you going to hang up the headset? I said, the good Lord will tell me, but
never.
I probably will broadcast my last game on my deathbed. I don't know. I love doing high school football. A lot of people have also asked me about Bill Wyatt. I've never moved up to different levels, and I said, that's not what I want. I'm here. I'm here for, like with Ibuke. I'm here for a reason, and this is my home. I've been here for the last 34 years, and I don't want to go anywhere else. And 0-10 seasons, hopefully we won't have to talk about. I've been through the good, I've been through the bad, and you know what? It's still my home.
Well, I think it's easy for anyone to be around a winning organization that wins all the time, right? I think you figure out the true truth behind individuals when you're not having that success, when you're having those tests, those obstacles, those challenges. And this year, things haven't dropped off at all with Irish Bill Sports. with a down year, 2 back-to-back years actually.
In fact, I think the popularity of what we're doing, Marty, has grown.
It has, and it's a testament to your belief, your work, Bill, and what you've done to build this team, and it's incredible. I'm loving it.
It's about filling all the right spaces with all the right people, and Bob's knowledge of being an official, yours being a coach. With the X's and O's, which I told you right up front, I'm not an X's and O's guy, but I like to tell the story because I learned from a lot of the best growing up, watching guys like Vin Scully and Joe Buck and Joe Nuxall and Marty Brenneman for the Cincinnati Reds, Harry Carey. One of my favorites though was the Fort Wayne Comets minor league hockey, Bob Chase. He was with the organization for 62 years.
Really?
Chase was not his last name. It was his on-air name.
Okay.
He had I think he was Polish. He had a really long last name, okay. But he went by Bob Chase. But he was with him 62 years. And I got into listening to that. It was my freshman year in high school. I came down with a severe case of mononucleosis. So I was stuck in my room for like 3 weeks. And so my only thing to look forward to each day was Fort Wayne Comet hockey on the radio, 1100 WOWO out of Fort Wayne, and I would listen to all the hockey games, and that's when I think I really fell in love and wanted to broadcast someday. But it's just putting the right people in the right places with the right pieces, and it just all comes together, and it just kind of works out, Marty.
Yeah, we communicated about synchronicities and not having coincidences. So as soon as that young man mentioned that, Bill, I was ecstatic. I was smiling ear to ear, but at the same time, I wasn't surprised, especially with how you've placed yourself and the things that we've been doing collectively, but you specifically over the last, decade and a half, bringing the value that you have to the community. It's not a surprise that the good Lord has placed that young man.
And don't be surprised if we get another former Raider back in here. He joined us once last year, young Jackson Spalla.
Oh, yeah, Jackson.
He wants to get in this business as well, and I keep telling Jackson, you're always welcome to come join us, but he's busy with his schooling at University of West Florida now. So
he's a man of many talents.
Yes, he is, and a large man of many talents.
Yes, sir.
But he's really getting in shape.
Yeah, no, he is.
But Jonathan, you want a Faulkner update? Here you go. Unfortunately, it was not a good one from this last weekend as the Faulkner lost to Bethel University 30-7. So they fall to 3-2 on season and are 0-1 in conference play. So there's your Faulkner update.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Got him.
No, it wasn't. There's two reasons that you can come up with mono. One is that what you just brought up with Scott, but a lack of sleep will cause that as well. And I had a newspaper route, so I was up at early hours of the morning before I even went to school and delivered newspapers. So it was a lack of sleep. And it was during the blizzard of 1978. So while everybody else is out enjoying the 2 to 3 feet of snow on the ground, I was stuck in my room for 3 straight weeks and missed like 2 weeks of school.
Yeah.
And so my freshman year, it was a tough one because I had to make up like 2 to 3 weeks of school. Yeah. But there's your Faulkner update, Jonathan. 2-3 on the year. 1-0-1 in conference play. So I'm not even sure what conference that they're in, but anyways. But what a great show tonight, Marty.
Yes, sir. Very smooth.
Great hearing from our sponsors as well. Culver's here, putting us out for the last 9 years. Express Employment, my lovely bride, the producer we call her on the air, Brenda Kay, with her company there, Express, that she works for, University Lending Group, Stacy Wright and Jennifer Gomes and all the folks over there at University. They've been with me for about 9 years now. And we got new ones, Navarre Fitness, also Hard USA, my good friend Roger Casanova over in Texas. And Navarre Raider Quarterback Club, can never forget about them because they what they do for the football program and the Moms Club over there. They're amazing.
Yeah, I mean, we got a lot of great support in the area, but Navarre specifically This is special. I talked
and
to.
they're just not moms. These ladies know football.
No, they know football, bro.
But Patrice and
Madge
and oh my gosh,
yeah,
they know football.
Colleen Hughes,
yeah.
They don't mess around, brother. They don't mess around.
Kyle's a big fan of mine because we both root for Notre Dame. So
yeah,
and but
Kyle's starting to pick up a little activity for recruiting.
So what's going on? What's going on with Kyle?
So Kyle, he loves the game. He just wants to play at the next level. He's gotten invited out by a few schools, and hopefully, we can have him stop by and talk about that. But locally, Lighthouse Christian Academy, the college, they want to see him in person. Also, I believe.
Charlie Kurtrell went up there and played. Now Charlie's a wrestler. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, Charlie got into the wrestling scene, so he's doing a lot of local professional wrestling.
That's awesome.
I can't remember his nickname. If anybody of you know out there what Charlie's nickname is, but he was a big bubba at Navarre as well.
That is awesome. I believe Western Illinois.
That's right. School. And they're the Leathernecks.
Leathernecks. Yes,
Remember the movie with what was his name? One of the biggest actors. He played in that movie. Is the movie called Leathernecks.
Oh no.
And I'm wondering if that kind of how they came up with their name.
Yeah, but Kyle has some great size. He has really good hands. He's strong at the point of attack. It's in the middle of the season. I'm sure things are going to pick up a lot for the class of 26. Him, Curtis Sanders, Roman Marshall already probably has his destination.
Yeah, and out to cheerleading.
Yeah, Marquez White, man. The 26 class, they're gonna have a few guys that get some opportunities at the next level.
I'm anxious to see Marquez's how high his stock rises.
Hey, it should be rising, bro. Like he's dynamic at receiver. Dynamic. And I mean, he's been double covered basically all season.
Yeah. And that's leaving the room over for Connor Hamlin and Brody Powers and the tight ends as well. So I'm excited about.
We will never have an 8-man box with Marquez on the field.
Never.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, Stephanie, is it Stephanie? See? Checking in, says what time we set up on Friday. We usually get there about 2 hours before kickoff. So that means with the 7 o'clock kickoff, we'll probably get there about 5. So we'll probably be leaving about 4 on Friday night to go set up over at Crestview. So
good old Crestview.
Yeah, and then Jonathan loves Culver's. Who doesn't? And Joe sent in his pick, so it's just down to you again there, Marty.
Yeah. I just want to make sure, I'm like security. I just want to make sure y'all got in safe, and then I'll make sure I bring mine in soon.
But, Joe, I want to throw this out there. It's even though I'm ahead of you right now, you're still a pick wizard. Yeah. I mean, you've had about a 4 or 5 year stretch where you just laid us in your dust. So no matter if I win or not, you're still the pick wizard.
I think Joe just wanted to take it easy on me for my rookie season. That's what it was.
You keep thinking that. Well, we hope you all enjoyed the show. We got Scott Wheeler checking in, Jonathan Ferris, Debbie checking in, Broxton, Tennessee Shanky. Good to hear from you, Shanky. Tim Keene, as always. Thanks, Tim, for throwing your Bama stuff around, and I hope you know it's all in fun. But I really can't stand Alabama. But Notre Dame still has a 5-3 lead overall lead against Alabama. But they always come back, so what have you done for me lately? Well, they've kicked our butt the last few times we played them, but I can live with this fact knowing that Bear Bryant never beat Notre Dame.
That's a legit fact right there.
Yeah.
Legit.
So, well, hope you all enjoyed the show tonight. Tomorrow night will be Buffalo Wild Wings Coaches Show. We're going to have the Navarre Raider football managers. About 4 or 5 of them are coming to join us tomorrow night over at Buffalo Wild Wings. Should be a great night over there at Buffalo Wild Wings.
That group knows their football, too.
And, unfortunately, Paul will be out of town again. Paul, I think you're just trying to avoid us.
I got you, Paul.
He must be out on his caboose.
That was a good one. I got you, Paul.
Yeah, but Paul will be back next week. He's going to come over and join us next Wednesday night over at Buffalo Wild Wings. So he'll be back in town because there will be Gulf Breeze Publix Beach Bowl Cup week next week, as the Raiders will host Gulf Breeze
That's a
next
good
Friday
game to come
night.
back for.
Most definitely. But hope you enjoyed the show. Enjoy the rest of your night. For Marty Wilson, this is Irish Bill and Seminole Bob, who knows where he's at right now, probably home in bed, celebrating the big Emerald Coast Middle School championship win for the 4th straight year.
Yes, sir.
We'll talk to you tomorrow night.